Imeall anocht, ceol baile le Marcus McNeil. Búlann sinnéad ní bhainnig le sinaliantóir Niamh McCann. Scanán ceol an gceoltar electrónach dahi, agus saoil scanán agus stáitse Brona Gallagher. Ceol baile an teidealatar an géad gnúsach le Marcus McNeil le seofar déir na míasasa, gnúsach dáanta agus árán a chahan súil dhearchúiseach chochaí na tíirasa an gadra bhuiil tailig go meas go leor téimí eile. Cuir mí seaachna má se an ngó úr filatasa.
Má éisi muid inis le ciú céad fé.
Rickid, céirdaí an scéal leis na dilio go flacha!
Is sin okay? All right.
Is telefíseoir mé, bhí mé deisiú telefíseáin agus a chorábhar a fáil de stáisiún telefíse na tíre seo. Den chuid is mó a gobar déna softa TG Cahar a bhím le mo chonach má chala.
So bhí sin beidir ábhrí nó happig an sin, so má hen tú just get a beg níos moile.
Nís minic í nach chéile tá tú taring ar de chuoine héin ar a bheith féchan ar an telefís tú fás suas. Mín dala mis mo chud béir a féchan ar Sesame Street, hín go féchan ar Flash Gordon an Shanna Ceann ar an telefís. Tá na srachna seo go léir agus is socha stóras ólas agus scéalta agus gochan iad san go léir. So nar ír le telefís péisce le agus na main bín si de híre den a tagart ó héin an tam go léir. Agus a nálpa féin an tam go léir, so ní léanú nó asan nó bín just ag achrathú as rudaí a bhí an hana agus a churbéidir de legan héin de rudaí ige. Bhí dáanta scríomh gom ó bhís na déaga, ach iad sé scapa ar fodatí a muscí a málaí bheithbhon rudaí os ciún rudaí i mulligan ghair agus go chéile eile agus chuir sé únarm nar chuir le chéiliad gur mén an mo gháhéine ahaint ionta agus a eiscint ionta sin ó hebh folklór de na nachan agus mar sin de bhí áránú gom ach mo gá mar rinne. Agus mo gá mar rinne crothaíoch, mar bhíchas is dáanta tá ionta agus tháinig chuid có buinteach liom i héal ach is rudí crotha atá ionta. Ní bhfuil an ír na lamhánta go léir ach bhfuil dírig mé héin agus má bhuthúcháin a chur inúil ar líalíonta. Tógach mé dig i míoch lán de Ilí. So bhíoh sóirla mac leán sa tig an filmór Albanach agus bhíoh mór an vacatí sa tig. So agus bhíoh Martin Diráin sa tig chumá agus socha bhí aithna go mar aithna an duine óig mar defa a bhí aithna go mar riine. So tuigeacht am gur bán de Ilí agus gur daine bhíonanta ach gur fili bhíonanta chumá. Dún bharú na heacna míochta. An iad CSI Miami, nó beidir CSI New York a bhar a distroch an chuir. Ach tacht ar bhéir lorug is sampla DNA, ribí ólis féin na hingne cé leis a raibh sí réir. Dhéan fhí fíne se inneog ghaite den rud go léir, is dach bhí glúin os a chóir ribh gáil ar an éir. Ag an bres aglah, bheadh se le rá, ag CSI Miami nó New York, cé a hacht is cé a déagnig, cé a scaoil is cé a háig, is a dag nocht féin magar le miotalí ar thráid a dáma. Is stocha gur tháinig na dáanta ar dúis, ach ní fada ní san gur tháinig na hárán agus na bhí an leabhar ceol baile a chur le chéile gom, bhí na dáanta fad cnúsa gom agus an son bhrachas gur mé mí áireálta nó mí chorm leis na hárán, mar buinning siad lom mar a bhain na dáanta agus is sacha léirú iad ar achtrií mír na beagam a héal rudí gur bhrachas ach bháin just go háidir ar an saoil le ceol mar le bunan agus nach raibh ceol leo. So bhrachas gur ceart go mbeadh an dárug sa leabhar mar gur bunan iad a lí. Saolítar tú bín tú a daileach de heis éigent, máthar nó ahar seans nó de harach nó de fuaracha mar an ggéann an rásan tú suas agus bíonn tú le pártaí éigen beidir ba nó fear seans go meach leanaí agus chuann siad sin ar fad tugann siad ólas de fúthain, fuatha siúd agus faoin na staideanna éagsúla de héal an bhfuil tú dá agus mar a aithríonn de dhearcha ar nithe. So sacha tá ceol agus baile i gceol baile sa chanúsach agus tá sé lán an bhaile ar lí, lán an tóganta bhí gom agus lán an rud an tógant hálaigh mé a raibh gom chumá mar ní féidir brathir de chiine héin. Cad is baile ann, cá féile a bheith compórtach agus dar réir an tugann sé sin an dearcha dit ar an rudí chin tú las mó, you know. Don maithir. An ordó go siarmhrú, na canapi gá nibrú, a cuartú slí bhalamh chun pian a chur anúil, téacs bán ar héacs bán á heola go chum, tá an bharna idir dunchin agus an láimh rómhuar. De hebh clé gan mothú, trig is gé gan lú, Tube chothú a gháilte go trid a chaincín suas, sellotape a gramú nil by mouth os de hiún, gus lán achtlam bheith seastan sa a fiachantart.
Alíonn táirt ildánach í níomh McCann agus tá saothar le i mbailíochan thábhachtacha na tíre ó bhailíochan ime go bailíochan ifig na naibricha poiblí a thug comisiún mór de le garid. Chuig sin ní bhhainnig le saothar le eiscint agus le heithne chur ar níomh McCann.
Níomh, mínig dom na taimí atá tú ag léirú simáin.
Well, benúsach tá sama gom sa timpolacht, ceapan an tírdreach urbach cothirithe. Ceapan go curmid firm ar an tírdreach mór himpeall dúin, agus an am céan le curann an tírdreach sin go bhór a bhaim ernsa an támar fad, agus déanam brethú ar bíon méid smíanamh ar an géal sin atá adrann an támar fad a slí amháin éige nó slí amháin eile.
Níomh, cad is anam don saothar seo?
Se sin dealamh agus tá sé déanta as craolua lino agus paperclip agus aviator an tidal atá air. Agus ceapan go bhfuil sé píosa beag simplí atá núsach tá sé faoi achtra atá díreach a Harlúint agus sin é an rud éonar atá fáca tar éis an achtra sin. Píosa beag scéal atá ann.
Agus tá, i móthir is íbhil faoi lehéise ó ina riir go bhílasa de, bhfuil is go bhína spechlaí sin anna fashionanta nach rá.
Bhí siad. Ach siad sin tá sé déanta as bifocals. So is bralam an gréil atá idir na bifocals agus rudí fashiúnta na sunglasses an rudí mar sin.
Tá rud ag an eile siúla go a gcónaí, bhfuil is go caiitú?
Tá cúpla scéal, you know, ar an píosa gachán, you know, tá cúpla rudí a dhéanamh acu.
Cad is anam don saothar seo?
Mar sin é Splice a Thucht, Golden Moments, agus an ceann eile Splice an é Miss Hands Under a Cloudy Sky. Agus is alíonn tóir man meascathe mé agus sinna go hamplaí den slí obair sin. Tá sé déanta as paintéireacht, líneacht, go líf agus rudí eile mar sin.
Agus tá lán sreathanna ríis.
Tá lán sreathanna, lán star agus a lán scéalta tá an tú na gá acu. Agus tá a lán slí eile léthireacht chun iad eicála chun iad brathnú.
Caithí mé bhhad níos ó am a cábhla de obair chun ar an rock an tuiscint níos mó áil as tú.
Well, mar a can tú níos mó tám le fáin tú níos mó tuiscint amach as an obair. Ach in am céine tá tú an iad eicáil agus taitneamh bintas mar sin, just mar pictúirí, mar dealamhdóirí, nó just rudí in éonar.
Agus rudí ólan?
Rudí ólan, yeah.
Níomh, tá an seo de studio. De an ómar hampla an bhfuilir like annachad takeíocht a hurt do tionscanmh.
Darlam chuir an cuid is mó an obair atá dhéanamh agam ná an takeíocht. Lán le thuireacht, lán rudaí cruthú, lán rudaí fáil amach, lán PC áil nó hábhar áil don féin. So lán takeíocht a dhéanamh a ggur pí beag Beiidir.
Agus choramh an pí seo níomh.
Bhí an pí seo uiregan I Taspántas I Shanghai dar bhainm cutting a door. Tá sé uair thar an creulua.
Oh, okay, so is brolaat or.
Yeah.
Well, cad go mé orú
Cinse.
máchan. Oh wow, tó. Oh wow, cahar cloch beidir. Ar a leib, yeah. An aithnín tú athraithe ina rire san alíonn sa tír seo, the Déine. Mar is idachas orthú cumá.
Tá ricán ann cinse ag an am céine ceapan go bhfuil an obair an alíontóir an obair céine. Tá níos lú airge den cinse, tá níos lú beidir deisna ann agus beidir go níos lú deontanis ann. Ag an am céine caithfidh tú teachtasteach sa stúdio agus déanamh an obair agus é leithnú agus é áitna á chun é a chur, you know.
Wat tá scut na geoltóirt indí éarnach a tuairteig ar runigin na hísiltír in déir seachtainna sa le sinna an bhéile cheol Eurosonic. Cinál South by Southwest na Cheorpa go mí na buic mhóra is saoil cheol le freistalléir. Duine den dramatá mithe hail is seach an ceoltóirt electrónach daithí agus beag scanán ceol inis go mhaid ar teitil Case Closed. Fáilte Harneis. Is is gan the commitments dúisteach ar maratna ar bhean heh bhugaigh go gun na ghuire Brona Gallagher agus tá sí tréise bheith his gan mhóra ar nós Pulp Fiction agus Star Wars ó hin gan trocht ar chudaibe ar an stáitse mar aistóir agus mar áránaí. Bhuail is léile gairid le fáil amach chuna sa chuníonn sin saoil achtrúil ildánach sanna dul agus cad is spraganí.
Words crack like a drive-by today. Dig deep. What's the worst you can say? Take all that you heard now, chop it up in your head. Then the playback kicks in. Don't forget what you said. Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start. Whoa, oh, oh. Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start. Well, the flare has been lit and they're coming for you. But the words that you speak, no one hears getting through.
Growing up in the Bogside, what kind of house did you grow up in? Was it a creative house?
Well, there was always music on, and my parents didn't play music, but they played records all the time. And my mother's very creative, and she was always making things, always creating in her little magic room upstairs.
And do you remember the first time you performed in public?
I remember vividly, it was the Gingerbread Man play, and I was playing the Queen. I wanted to play the soldier, the wee toy soldier, but I put my hand up at the wrong time and ended up playing the Queen in my sister's Holy Communion dress. And I just remember getting all the attention and people laughing and thinking, oh, this is nice. You know, it's adrenaline, and the older you get, I think as a performer, it's seeing how far you can sort of push it, you know, in the room, and especially if you're doing sort of big shows or big theatre pieces. It's amazing when you're sitting there and you can sometimes go, there's 3,000 people all looking at you, and how's this going to work? And trying to get the good messages across, you know, that's what I try to do, and the choices of sort of theatre and stuff like that, and now more so in music, to do work that means something or to educate people.
When I listen to your music, I mean, there's a combination of styles, and some of them are very, very different. Which style, I suppose, did you fall under its spell initially?
Well, I sort of seem to, I can't really ever seem to get away from the soul country, because that's the music that I grew up listening to. My mum and dad were always playing, you know, very early, Dolly Parton and Hank Williams and Glenn Campbell, and my daddy loved Gordon Lightfoot. He would sort of sit there in the dark. You'd come home and, you know, he was sitting there in the dark, like sort of Nosferatu, listening to the stuff, you know, but that's what he loved to do. And just obviously the whole cinematic, you know, portrayal then in your head. You know, I think I've probably spent half my life sleeping and half my life with a set of headphones in my ears, and that's just what I do. And as the older I get, I'm more passionate about it.
Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start. Whoa, oh, oh. Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start. Look to yourself, not to anybody else. Try that away. Yeah. Trust the journey and you'll find you'll get your peace of mind. It's all low key.
You were young enough leaving Derry, I suppose. Were you leaving home?
I suppose I moved down to Dublin around 1990 to shoot The Commitments, and went back to school after that. I was doing my A-levels. I was studying for A-level art drama, and
You went back to school after shooting The Commitments?
well, because I was only 17 and I was doing, you know, the last year, but then I got another job, and the school said, look, you know, keep working if you're acting, and you sort of, this is what you want to do anyway. So I kind of had, you know, this reoccurring dream to go back to school, which I've never finished my A-levels, you know, but I'd love to go back at some stage and, you know, do some further education.
And was that fairly daunting at that age to land on a set like that of an Alan Parker film?
I mean, I think the whole thing was an incredible new experience for everybody. You know, it was the sort of first time really it had ever been done on that, you know, scale, with somebody so, you know, so admired. It was a very magical time, very special, and, you know, friendships were formed that are still very much intact. You know, it was great. It's a great time, and, you know, great for Ireland, you know, as well.
I suppose anyone who goes with acting and who's been successful in films usually leaves this country and maybe goes across the Atlantic or across the water there. Tell us about the stint you spent in Los Angeles. Did you ever think of putting down roots there, or was there always something calling you home?
Well, I love California, and I love the weather, and I love Mexican food, and I love all my friends that live there, but it's far away, and I love Ireland. So I love to spend some time there when it's very dark here, go there to the sun. It's very inspirational, that whole world there, and, you know, the gang culture I found very fascinating, and obviously very upsetting as well, watching how, you know, just certain communities were just completely and utterly, you know, it's about gangs and that's all it is.
Could you identify with that at all, living in a divided city?
Very much. So maybe that's why I did identify it. Just tribalism, you know, and how tribal we are, and it's just, you know, all the flags like it would be at home, and, you know, you see the Mexican communities and the black communities, and it's just so, you know, riddled with drugs and gun culture, and it's just a culture. It's a culture, like we have your language, you know, speaking, and it's just like, oh, heartbreaking to see it. So it did affect me in that way, and just so you're trying to think, you know, how can you sort of educate here, or how could you help in some way? So just through music, you know.
Where's home, or where do you feel completely at home?
Ireland, obviously, says you. I mean, Derry is home, and when I go through the, you know, the bog side and through the Brandywell, where I have grown up, and through Craig, and that's home. That's your old soul, your old home. And I care about Derry a lot. I really care about the people, and I really care about people moving forward, and, you know, really living and knowing what it's like to live in peace, you know, and to be who we are, where we are, you know. Very important.
A great man to admit that he's wrong. If you're shouting at me, you won't be shouting for long. If everyone does everything that you say, will it make you feel better? Are we doing okay? Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start. Whoa, oh, oh. Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start. Whoa, oh, oh. Here they go again. Here they go again. Here they go back to the start.
Imeall na seachtainna sa chuain beimiid Mount 3 leis an údar agus creaaltóirt aitheanta Melvin Bragg agus a gárna leis an ealaíontóir Ruairi O'Neill.